We're going live. Mark, here we go.
How do
You're
you know
live.
when it does it?
Because it said it right there. Excellent.
All right.
It's working. All right. I'm here with Mark.
Hi.
And we are not getting sick in here from all these students that have come from all over the world. We're finishing up 7-day course week. We're here on the weekend, one more day left. And we found this phone and we thought it'd be fun to make a stream. So we're going to tell you about this phone. And then I'll tell you about the joke that I played on the students that I don't think they even realized was a joke that I played on them. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. This is an iPhone 7. And this is an iPhone 7 that says, "My phone died completely. The Apple people told me," this is my favorite part. They told me, "Mark, I'm sorry. The computer in your phone has died." I love this because it's like that guy that was.
It's not a lie.
It's kind of a lie.
The logic board is kind of a computer, and something's wrong with it.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't be bothered if they said the hard drive in your phone, but they meant the NAND. I get it. But it's so funny because this is the Apple store, and it is so like the lobbyist is like, "That computer in your pocket." Well, the Apple store calls phones computers, so the computer in your phone has died, and it just happens sometimes. So authorized explanation from your authorized repair center is, it just happens sometimes.
Sometimes things die.
Sometimes nothing lasts forever. All right. The phone was only 2 years old, purchased in 2017. I'd like the photos and videos off the phones. This is data recovery, trapped in the phone, being told your computer in your phone has died, and it just happens. And then if it's repairable, then they think that would be fantastic. All right, so this phone is, where is it?
Here.
Okay, here it is. All right, so Mark's going to take over this repair, and I'm going to take over chat. Now, we're wearing these masks because we thought it was funny when the students showed up. We always have these little name tags that have your name, and you find your name tag on day one, and then you go and put it on your station for the whole week. And you get to kind of see where everybody's from. And so I made this extra one. Are you going to be able to see it? I don't think it's going to focus. Damn, you autofocus like too far away. How about with a hand cam?
Hand cam.
Yeah, here we go. This is the extra name tag that I had sitting up there, just waiting for them to walk in, looking for their name, and go, "Ooh." None of them did a damn thing. They were just like,
and it was next to a box of face masks, and nobody took one.
Yeah, nobody took one except for us. All right, we're not getting ginfectu. Okay. All right, Mark, take it over.
Right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, that's disease. We're trying to not get Christie's contagion.
Yeah, there is an epidemic here.
There is an epidemic at iPad Rehab. We have Purell on every station. All right, tell us what's up with this phone.
So this phone appears to recognize that you plug a cable in.
So you plug it in and it says it's charged.
It says yes.
Show it. You can't see. Well, it didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
It's got
okay,
it. It's just not
it,
picking it up. When I plug it in, it recognizes I've plugged it in.
Okay.
But we have
Zero
no current.
So it's not actually charging.
Right.
For sure.
And
what's wrong with it, Mark? Fix it. We don't have all night.
The computer's broken.
Well, why?
I don't know. These are complicated inside. There's a lot of things it could be.
Okay. Have you tried turning it off and on?
I have.
Okay. Then that didn't work. Give up.
There was, at one point, it did pull a little bit of current and try to turn on, but then it stopped pulling current and hasn't anymore since then.
And so one thing we were thinking about doing is at some point a stream for you guys about the F Finder tool, the Please Bro tool that lets you, just tell the fault, and it kind of walks you through all possibilities. And the reality is, like, when we're teaching students, that instead of being an engineer for trying to fix a board where you consider all possible faults and then you just start measuring them all, we like to teach people to be a physician, where a physician is going to do a differential diagnosis. So you're thinking about what is most likely. So you're going to take the history, how did it come to be like this? You're going to do a physical exam, look around for anything that explains that physically. You're going to do an electrical exam, so you're going to do some basic testing to kind of get a picture, a clinical picture. And then from your experience as a clinician, figure out what is most likely. So Mark, tell us about like your clinical experience, and what are you thinking when you've got a phone that is like this? Did you look under the microscope? Is there anything physical exam?
I haven't looked yet, but in a case where it seemed to try and charge and then stop at 1% and then not do anything more after that, I would immediately think maybe something's wrong with the gas gauge lines.
Yeah, so that sort of keyword of 1% equals, that sounds a little gas gaugey. Sounds like battery data is either not being transmitted, or it's being misunderstood, or it's sporadic or intermittent or something like that, so that the device just reports 1%, but that may not actually be true. All right, I'm going to be in charge of in charge of this. So we're going to find hand cam, turn it off. All right, so we're under the microscope.
All right, so the first thing that I would check for is the pins in the battery connector.
So those two little guys that actually transmit not the juice, but the info, the charge cycles and the battery percentage.
Right, and sometimes that little inner part there on each side gets pushed back under the plastic and doesn't make good contact.
Yep.
But in this case, they look fine.
Alrighty.
But you can do that to get them out a little more.
Okay.
But I don't think that's the problem with this one. So then, next thing is, where does gas gauge information go? And
should we look at the schematic?
Sure, we can look at the
schematic.
schematic.
Where does gas gauge information go? Now, why not just look at just like charging? What is this? This is an ancient schematic. What do we need to be on? iPhone 7?
iPhone 7.
All right. Is that? Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
iPhone 7.
All right.
Yeah. So I was following 5-volt USB from the charger. So let's see. Let's go to what's the gas gauge.
Well, I guess you got to start at the battery connector.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the number of the battery connector.
I don't know the name of the gas gauge line.
Yeah, you do. It's battery SWI.
Oh yeah.
The J2201.
Are we searching it?
Well, here. How about this? Let's start at J2201.
Okay.
All right, go. This is like the ultimate like two-headed monster. Like I'm on the mouse and he's on the keyboard. Teamwork. All right, battery connector. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's look for battery data, and the name of the battery data line is this Tigris to battery SWI.
All right.
So let's follow that. Teamwork. Tigris. This is like a sack race.
Yeah.
All right, here. Oh, I have to hit next. I thought you would hit enter. Okay, so then it goes to this dude. So this is a MOSFET that could potentially be the problem. But if you think, how would that guy ever get into trouble? I don't see how that would ever get damaged outside of water damage, which is not going on, or technician damage getting knocked off.
Yeah, already knowing his physical location, yes.
Yes, and his physical location is not anywhere near any tools or fingers, so he's going to be pretty safe. All right, so then through there... God damn! I hate that
they got
repair schematic.
This is how they're getting free advertising on your channel.
I know. I really thought about that, but then I feel sorry for those guys, because they're in quarantine and it really sucks. They're closed until March 8th.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. So,
Ouch.
go ahead, you and your repair guys. Hard-working guys. All right, so then we've got our battery data arriving at this chip, U2101. Who is U2201? It's our buddy Tigris. Tigris is the charging chip. All right, so battery data doesn't go anywhere except for Tigris. So battery connector, MOSFET, Tigris, that's it. And of those, in a situation where a phone has no water damage, no bend or drop, sort of a out of the blue, it just happens sometimes. What do you think the failure point will be?
I think it's going to be Tigris.
All right, I think it's going to be Tigris as well, because Tigris has a mechanism. Tigris is also on the charger voltage. So the charger voltage itself, that 5 volts from your charger, is going to bang in here and fry up Tigris every now and then, because it's susceptible to what happens when you use the non-certified chargers that don't have the surge protection, and 5 volts can come in here and punch Tigris in the face. So, what are you going to do, Mark? Are you going to just change Tigris right now?
I'm going to replace Tigris.
Replace Tigris. All right, sounds fantastic. Let's watch Mark. Here comes the amazing Mark. Man, it is hard to... I'm having to look through a camera. All right, how do you know where Tigris even is? Because I've watched this movie before.
Yeah, changing a couple hundred of them.
And then you just after the 70th, 80th time, you stop having to look it up?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
All right, so we would be able to locate from the schematic the location of our beloved Tigris chip U2101 and figure out where it is. And it lives here on the back side of the board, right there. And look around, no obvious physical signs. It just happened. It just happened from using a charger that did not protect Tigris.
And here's our little MOSFET.
Yeah, there's little MOSFET.
Nice and protected. He's safe.
Yeah. So that guy's not going to fail unless it gets knocked off the board. Because the MOSFET is not on the charger. It doesn't face that 5 volts of the charger. So that MOSFET really doesn't have a mechanism for how it could ever fail. So that's one of the things that we always tell people to think about when you're learning board repair. Always think, how did it come to be this way? You got to have a mechanism or else you don't have a failure. All right, so Mark is going to use some hot air at his secret proprietary Mark only knows temperatures.
I'm going to change it.
May or may not even work because
it's just a station.
It's my station.
And that tip is
perfect as everything.
Yes, that's it.
Alrighty. Now let's see what's going on. What's up, chat? Replace computer. Yes. Long time no see. All right. Area looks beautiful. Always use certified wall outlets. I'm not sure there's such a thing as a certified wall outlet, but
I need to go get MFI outlets from Amazon.
that was mighty fast. Did you take it off already?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because that's very off-putting when I'm looking at chat that has a picture of Tigris still on there. That was mighty quick. Okay,
Yep.
And now what are you going to do? Can you reuse that Tigris? Do you think it maybe just needs to be reballed?
You're asking me if I should reball the chip that I think has failed internally?
Yes.
No.
Because
I'm not gonna
of
do that.
mechanism, right? Never reball any kind of Tigris. If you're taking Tigris off, it's because you think Tigris has failed because of charger damage, not drop or crack or any of that. So we're never going to be reballing any kind of Tigris, which is why Mark only has one Tigris left. Show him your strip. Mark's
My Tigris
last
strip?
Tigris is going on this phone.
All the way at the end.
All the way,
Last
there's
guy.
only one remaining Tigri. And if it doesn't work, if you mess it up, Mark, right in front of everybody, live streaming, if you screw up this Tigris job, then what are you going to do? You don't even have another one.
I'm going to have to reball the one and hope that I don't damage the chip. And then I'll have to dig out one of these iCloud lock boards to pull it off of.
Ooh, that'd be something.
It'd make for a long stream.
That would be, yeah, because we need to get going. Because it's Saturday night, and that's a great time to sleep since we've both been working from about 7:30 a.m. to about 11 p.m. for 6 days in a row. All right, so he's smashing balls right now. Mark is gonna mow down and smash up these balls because it's all about surface prep. Did you want this hot air to just sit here and run this whole time?
No, I wanted it to automatically turn itself off like mine does.
Okay. Wait, what? You have yours set to automatically turn off when you put it down?
Of course I do.
Oh. I would not like that. Wait, when you put it down or after a time?
No, when I put it down.
Oh, okay.
I turned off the timer.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts.
Yeah. That's I turned off the timer as well.
All right, now. What is the orientation?
Where is your dot?
You know who knows what the proper orientation for Tigris is in an iPhone 7?
The Apple Store.
Our student John.
Oh, did he have to learn it the hard way?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I see. And let me guess, did you have several more Tigrises at the beginning of the day?
I did indeed.
And then when John had to replace Tigris, it kind of happened to had a. Now, do you let students put chips on upside down, or do you correct them so that?
Most of the time, I don't let them do it if I'm watching.
I let them do it all the time, but I will make a few comments.
Right.
I say things like, "Hope you're right." I mean, I don't work here.
Yeah, I'll ask them if they want to look very closely and see if there's anything they want to change before they get started.
Okay. But that's the thing. You have to learn the hard way, I think. If you just kind of, you're not going to take it seriously unless you learn it hard.
Yeah.
Gee, I hope you don't mess this up, Mark. That's really going to stink. It's really going to stink if you overheat this or damage that chip. Man, you're real close to that. One of the ones I got today or earlier this week that ended up being clearly a charging port, and then after that it had this little current leak, and only after I had already done the charge port job and made it charge again did I realize that somebody had taken off TriStar and nudged the little speaker amp right there. So it was this whole prior repair attempt on the bottom board. That was very irritating. All right.
Yep.
So how confident are you in that Tigris placement?
101%.
Really? I don't know. I'm going to say 70. I don't know. It looks a little like, I'm not sure if flux went under that back corner.
No, it definitely did.
Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. So now what do you do? Let it cool down?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. For like 10 seconds. All right. Shipments out of China are going to be delayed. The shipping company's laying off people in China. Yep. It's going to be it's going to be an interesting ride here for repair. All right, so you want this.
I would like to test with my known good parts.
Yes, known good parts. KG all the way. Mark, what do you think is going to be the effect of the coronavirus on things like parts and repair here in the U.S.? Do you think there's really going to be any serious shortage?
It depends on how long there's
China is closed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that aren't we close to Chinese New Year's? So like the big suppliers have probably already stocked up a bit. Mm-hmm. But if this thing drags out into the summer, I think it's definitely going to have an impact on the availability of parts. Mm-hmm.
So you don't think that anybody's really going to actually notice anything until summer?
Yeah, I would give it until like May.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory about this virus?
That it is only affecting Chinese people.
The virus?
Yes.
Oh, you've heard a conspiracy theory?
I've seen that conspiracy theory that it's man-made and that it only affects Chinese.
That would be like a profound accomplishment of the good research folks. All right, so what are we doing now?
All right, we're plugging all the stuff back in. We're getting this over under the hand cam.
Wait, let me get the hand cam. Hold on. Now, featuring hand cam. There we go.
Need to get a cameraman.
I do. I need to make some stuff easier here.
All right.
Mark refused to wear the green face paint. Hey, look at that. It's charging. Look at that. Did your balls shrink up a little bit when you saw that 38 for a second, or no?
No.
No? Just experience, you're like, yeah, that's what it's gonna do.
The balls are fine. I put them there myself.
All right, so just through pure physician mindset and experience, where we did look at one of the Please Bro tools and it said, oh, your phone's not charging? Why don't you start by measuring power into TriStar, et cetera, et cetera. But it's that clue, that 1%. Why did your screen fade out?
Because it doesn't have
the
a
ambient light
sensor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're using a test probe screen. All right, wake it back up.
I don't have a home button.
Yeah, you do. Unplug and plug.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's still gonna. It's being like,
dim.
I think that it's really dark out here right now.
Yeah, it's 9:01 at night. Yeah, it is. All right, very good. Okay, so this phone is charging, and I think this is a win for the physician-like mindset. And Mark was able to fix a computer in a phone. So remember the note. This failure was that the Apple Store said that the computer in the phone has died, and it, quote, just happens sometimes. That is a lame explanation when a physician-like mindset can tell you when you see that cue of 1% where something doesn't seem to have a problem recognizing the fact that it's charging, but it's not actually consuming charging current. With experience and the way things sort of stack up, this really pointed to battery data rather than charger recognition. So in this case, we went straight for Tigris, the charging chip, for the win, because it's the only thing that had a mechanism here. So a nice, easy repair. This is going to charge up. This is going to go back out working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So we'll be able to get all those pictures and videos, fixing the computer and the phone.
And give them back a working phone to have as a backup.
All right. Fantastic. And we're going to have one more day of fun with the students. And we're going to do a fun one. I'm going to see if they'll let us do a stream. I think I've got a fun case. I think it'll be fun for them. So we'll see if they'll share that with everybody. All right. Another one in the done pile. And we'll see you guys next time.